Mr. Rogers, when Idigi in submission, he mentioned Freetown City Council countless times because Freetown City Council, and the same as Shossi, when you go talk with SLRA, it will be the same. So the point of putting out that information, very, very necessary. Because if you get challenges, people then get challenges as Freetonians. They need to get a better understanding of who does what, so they know usai forgo. Because we are aware of the confusion and the lack of understanding on the part of many Freetonians. Coming on to wetin we don't do, it's important first for understand the context. When you start the press conference, you say we go come on and talk about climate change. So let people then get first a little understanding of this climate change and how, as a city, will it be impacted. In very simple terms, climate change, the result from where the ozone layer, it gets whole, basically, because of greenhouse gas emissions. But wetin that mean to we? It means, say, we get wetin dem call extreme weather patterns. That the rain dey come, wey e no for come, e dey come boku. And I dey talk this in very simple terms. Of course, there are more technical ways to describe climate change, but I want to let people understand, say, this extreme weather we dey experience, now one of the impacts of climate change. For example, inside this July month, we already don't get 691 millimeters of rain, according to the meteorological department. If you remember, August 14, 2017, we've been getting mudslide. At that time, now been 570 millimeters of rain we've been getting in the 5 weeks up to that. So we all don't feel them. We grown at this Freetown. Some of us are older. We know we can hear it and talk about 7 days rain. 7 days rain na net na santem. But this trip we get 23 days solid rain. So we get the context of this extreme weather. But waiting again we get. Freetown, as we all know, get this unique topography. We get a mountain and then we get the ocean. And then the city, they in between. Over the last 25 years, the population of this city don't explode. When me when they grow up, Freetown been get about 500,000 people now. According to the World Bank estimates, we're now about 1.5 million people. Now that same place, so Usa you get a mountain and Usa you get a sea, the envelope we. With that increased population, we get a major challenge. This na a city, and that now one of the reasons then why the clarification important. And last week Monday, NDNA, SLRA, Ministry of Environment, ONS, we all sit down together with the Ministry of Lands. Why? Because when you get a population to grow rapidly, it's very important for let you also get planning. Unfortunately, for one reason or the other, many reasons, we not get land use planning na Freetown. We also, which means that we not get plan. There's no master plan for how people then they build. That's not the reality. The power of land use planning, they with the Ministry of Lands. Then they work on something now with the World Bank, but it they with them and there's no land use planning. More importantly, building permits. You hear way Mr. Rogers talk about people then they build now water side. People then also they build now steep hills. Waiting at the consequence of this. We get constructions the way they go on, where they block water. Water where you block them, it is anyway. But the other major issue where they affect we inside the rainy season, with this land use planning building permit issue, now the facts say it come with massive deforestation. Let you on another statistic. Along the mountain, and we don't know say we water, not to Freetown. We drink the water, we drink Guma water, but Guma not the Freetown. Guma they what see. What see now in gets the protected forest. WFP do some analysis and do some remote sensor monitoring. Where shall we say, in 2023, for the whole year, we lost 550 hectares of forest nada we protected area. When Naim the protect we water. Naim also they hold the soil because the trees and they're on the hills. But the disturbing news, Panda report, in addition to these 550 hectares where we lost in 2023, in the first 4 months of 2024 alone, from January to April, we lost 520 hectares of that forest. So deforestation is a massive challenge. Mr. Rogers don't say, when you look up the hills, Usai first we see green, now we see brown. And when the rain comes, the roots of the trees, the vegetation, we force them now in the hold the water, in not the hold the water again. So you get this runoff. But the runoff not the come in one grain. It come with the red dotty. So if you now look up, una look anytime the heavy rain come, you go see Melon Street, Old Road, Sanders Street, you look the gutter. Even this morning where I pass na PWD by Main Street, Panemba Road Junction, so red dotty. So I've been just one for bring this context because it's important for understand waiting the drive, waiting with the seesaw. Because when rain come heavy, if grass day, if thick day, the impact is different to when rain come when you get deforested cover. And that's important for let we all know because we all get to be conscious when it comes to tree cutting. Like now to the flooding and the preparation. When I mentioned the land use planning and the building permit, I talk about in the context of houses, then they be built na the water side. You go na any water side, you go still side the water side don't tight, it don't tight. As person they put in gate in wall, people then they build inside are sure at the city heads and they not because we all the same. That na one challenge with the building permit issue. But one other very important challenge day when a lack of access roads. If you take a community, for example, Mount Oriel community by Hillside Bypass Road, it just stay above Hillside Bypass Road, no so? You take that community, you watch that community, we have thousands of concrete hosts. This not to you average, say, informal settlement with Pambodio. This now, as they can say, story hosts, 2 stories, 3 stories, concrete hosts. But waiting at the challenge, no road, no day for enter our community. None at all. Na step, na you take. If na step you take, how for pool you dirty? Tricycle not the go day. Motorcar not the go day. Dirty lorry not the go day. So that they create an issue with sanitation. So when we been get a major rainfall some weeks ago, some of my colleagues and they in the room, we take a walk into that community. We go engage and ask them, say, wetin una dey do with una dirty? Because clearly, nobody, service providers not able to reach Naya. Then show we sign at the ground, usai been dig small. When the rain come, when the water full up, then they put the dirty inside there. Then the rain, what's the dirty go? But usai, it end up na the new road. Na the new road. So we get to see all of these challenges, even the challenge of sanitation. You get to see them within the context of building permits, land use planning, because in order for deliver services effectively, you need for them plan for access. So that's not the context, waiting at the action. As my colleague MDNA don't say, every year we embark on flood mitigation activities. We started this year on the 3rd of April. And at this point, we don't do 62 major flash points. Krube, Sarola, Bright Street, Sambagota, Sanders Street, John Street, I can go on and on. I get a list now, yeah? The days that we go there, the days that we return there. We some say you go 3 term, but the next time rain come, the poto, they come back and it full the gutter. And has also been said, unfortunately, we get some Freetonians, even those we get access for lead and get service providers for access then dirty. We still get some people we get this idea say, where rain come, then for put then dirty, na the gutter, let the rain care and go. The rain not the care and go. The rain just the move them from your front door and deposit them further down the drain. So in this flood mitigation, we don't already utilize 2,663 youth them in communities. We don't do 62 flashpoints. We don't spend over 500 million old Leones, 500,000 new Leones, because we day out every day. And I actually asked my colleagues then for CAM, we then day in the field, morning, day, and night. So big shout out to Abbas for that. So then at one thing, flood mitigation. Second, public space cleaning. So even though we get people that way they behave badly, we as city council, and I sure say if you wake early in the morning, you go see these sweepers, we get every day 843 people them where the street sweep 180 streets. That not dirty way if you been left na the street before end up na the gutter. But because we the sweep them and care and go, when I go see the tricycles, when I go see the trucks, that means to say that safe the mitigate against the drains being flooded or clogged. The other thing we would do, of course, na tree planting. We don't talk say one major cause of the flooding and of the landslide, na the deforestation. We've been on plant 977,000 trees prior to the start of this year. And we get a tracker for those we want to see. You actually can go onto treetracker.com. I can give the URL before I left, so you can go and see the trees. But in addition to that, as I talked to Nassau, we get 300,000 more trees with funding from World Bank, where they be planted now. Of that, almost 200,000 go being mangrove. And this come to the flood protections. So the trees, they go be planted on the hillsides for stabilized slopes, for prevent mudslides. They also they be planted the mangroves along the coast for act as a flood defense. Another thing we're very important where we do, now working with communities. Mr. Rogers and we get a set of people in common within communities, we then call CDMCs, then are the Community Management Disaster Committees. We all work with them. We give them training. We give them support. We help for build resilience. We get a standard operating procedure where inside a community, if disaster happen, you go no say, now the CDMC chairman this. It take charge and it help for leading the other people them. And before, I see Minister only Mike, but before it close me down, I just want to mention two other things. One, SLRA has been a great colleague, even with the flood mitigation. We get outside with the work, then get outside the work. Sometimes we go after, then don't do they. Sometimes when they come after, we don't do they. But one of the things that we're very challenging for them, and I sure say DG go talk about them, now the facts say this deforestation, as I say, the velocity, the speed, the force with which water, the flow now, is different from if you been get trees on the hills. So just imagine when you think of Samba Gutter, think of Pademba Road and Dundas Street, the kind of rain where we see there last week, the kind of water. That water there, it's like you get buckets water. Buckets, it full up with water. They take one cup, you put on down. You say you pour the water within the bucket inside the cup. No matter how clean that cup they be, that water get for throwaway. Now this they happen now with stormwater drainage. So not a question of the Samba Gutter not clean. It has been cleaned multiple times by both agencies. But the challenge is the volume of water we can now. So in conclusion, we do the flood mitigation, we continue for doing. We go continue for do the public space cleaning. We go continue for do tree planting and mangrove restoration. We go continue for do training. When it comes to building permit and land use planning, then they currently deal with the Ministry of Lands, but we continue for advocate, for lead and devolve them to councils across the country, when are the best practice everywhere. And when I go glad for Yeri say, even with that, we collaborate. So like today, we don't inform the Ministry of Lands, say, in Krube, the level of banking where they go on right now, don't reach a point where we don't take a decision, where they work out of a mandate technically, because we know to you give permits, not to you for go broke. But we don't inform the Ministry of Lands because technically they have not get permits there. And we do consultation with the community. Usai then don't plant beyond, then don't build beyond a certain level. Usai their life themselves they at risk. We engage them today, Friday, we bring those properties down and we plant mangroves in them place.
All right. Thank you very much. Now you get. So they eat all day, I give you 3 minutes. So I'm not saying you go do them. They say Mayor been in Lumley Beach this morning and he experienced filthy beach as his person put on. I will keep Freetown clean and ensure say the citizens and dispose waste properly. It already at the spots, okay? Number 2, within the overall success rate of the Freetown 3-town projects for try for curb flooding. So you're really tied to flooding. Within the current state of waste dumping in the drainage facilities. Madam Mayor, we locality now you major responsibility. Now you challenge in making the Freetown municipality and environmentally friendly for the people the way they occupy them. What's in the government they do for collaborate with the Freetown mayor for make changes? Please let you not mention billions of loans. I don't know why this person say that, but every year we experience flood in Freetown. Why City Council not they take proactive steps for minimize the risk and the effect of disaster? Why City Council not they work in collaboration with lands for enforce law, for prevent people and for build shacks under them bridge and flood prone area? Between FCC and government, who are responsibility than they for prevent flood in Freetown? How much on don't budget or spend on flooding in the last 6 years? Mayor, do you explain how FCC plan for fulfilling drainage management duties, despite what the person call the gap or discrepancy in the English word the person used between FCC then tweet and the Local Government Act of 2022? Madam Mayor, for build markets, now part of your responsibility, do you have, if not so, how many markets that you don't build and what you do about the Lumley temporary markets? The 3 minutes starts now.
Say of the 843 people where they sweep 180 streets, it not include Lumley Beach. But under the new minister, funny enough, when I worked 2 days ago, I actually called the head of NTB and say, we need to talk. You know, I know we don't get a meeting whilst I'm in town, but we're actually going to move beyond waiting now for my minister say, and we're going to begin to and work. But we go work on the streets, not the beach. We go focus on the sweeping the street, but also help in any way because there's a lot of plastic there.
What I say, a job for clean the beach.
So from 2018, we were informed that it was the Ministry of Tourism and the National Tourist Board for do all the beaches, not just Lumley Beach. So we're not being involved. But under this new leadership, I believe say we're going to change and we're going to work together. The next one says, somebody say if we see impact of the tree planting, and absolutely. Decided Usai with trees and they survive. At the moment, the last audit, we had an 82% survival rate, the last World Bank audit. We know, say from that time to now, many areas have not been challenged because of the illegal deforestation where they go on, but notwithstanding that, any side Usai the trees then plant and then stand, you actually see significant improvement. There was a question about waiting for curb the dumping, waste dumping. I go use this platform for inform listeners, viewers, the media. Say Freetown City Council, they in the process of introducing a new bylaw for sanitation. It don't go far. It started with the ministry, we get for submit and first to Ministry of Local Government, then they send them to the AG's office. AG they send them back to in the legal format. It go back to the ministry, then it go to Parliament. We don't consult the parliamentarians, then really they're on side. So we get confidence, say, when it go na Parliament, then don't tell we say 21 days, and it go be, when they lay them, then go pass them. That law, because only get 3 minutes, I'm not going to explain them, but I go tell them and say it will make a significant impact because it will take the crime away. Currently under the 2010 bylaw, when you catch you the trade in a street, na in the crime. Under this new bylaw, it's going to be compulsory for let everybody get registered waste providers. So if you not get order the collect your dirty now you host, now they the problem they start. So that bylaw they get for change things and considerably. And it comes with a whole infrastructure as well. But on another day, we're going to explain that day. Somebody else talk about the challenges of Freetown, waiting at the biggest challenge. I will tell you without hesitation, the biggest challenge of Freetown is not having land use planning and building permits. An effective land use planning or building permit regime. Me as mayor, we're responsible for the city, and yet, if 10-story building they go up now, we not know. A person they build Nagota, we not know. We just see there is absolutely no place at which we are consulted, informed, or our advice is sought.
The power you want or not the
no, not the effective
you want. Because if you say now una they give the permits, is separate from saying we not know. So one way, I don't say for the purpose of argument.
So I can tell you, I can tell you say, the reason why it's best practice for land use planning and building permitting to be devolved to local governments everywhere. I mean, you've lived in the US, you've lived in the UK, you know it's a council function. Why? Because the authority we get for deliver these relevant services, we're most affected. So I'll go collect dirty if you give policy inside for build. You say we're responsible for flooding. Yeah, the policy where they put us give permit for let person build na flood prone area, not irresponsible for the fallout. And you also said before, you know, many of these buildings don't have permits. An audit we then do in 2019 found that for every 100 houses, 85 of them were without permits, which means there's an enforcement challenge. You talk and say, you know, we did blame the people, but I want turn around. I want to say, no, I don't believe, say, wait till we all talk Nayana for blame the people. I believe, say, Motaman, wait till easy na go do. Now make you need laws and you need enforcement. And their enforcement they now believe say missing. And for able for enforced land use planning and building permit, you have to be closer to the ground. It can't be done by a small unit at a national level. And to your next question, you say, somebody say, wait till we do about with drainage management responsibility. I want to tell them, say, contrary to waiting and right, but the discrepancy with the local government act, let you show me why we get responsible for drainage. I believe, say, Accelerator explained, say, that they role that, and of course, we always there for support. The person asked about markets. Yes, absolutely. We almost don't complete by, I would say in the next 6 weeks, we're going to open the markets now, Wilberforce. The temporary market now, Lumley Noto Council, intervention done by the Ministry of Transport as part of the World Bank funded SLR project. But council don't actually make a commitment inside we latest development agenda for build 4 markets between now and 2028. As I say, one of them is almost complete. 2 more questions. Somebody say, Uda responsible if for flooding, if na government or na council. I believe that the man who responsible for flooding, they right now. But the way how then do MDNA, you know, say we get the different levels, take up to silver. And waiting and doing, they get different levels of disaster. So at the lowest level of disaster, the local authorities then get responsibility for work with MDNA. But the overall responsibility for disaster, now the National Disaster Management Agency. And I think the last question was, the last question was about building under bridges. Yes. Why we not collaborate with Ministry of Lands. So again, I think it comes back to this point. I believe, say, there's a lot of scope for more collaboration when it comes to this business of where things are built and how. But I will quickly say as well, when it comes to prevention and improving, reducing the risks of flooding, particularly for informal settlements on the coastline, another alternative now for actually improve the drainages within that. And we don't say we do that in Susan's Bay with great effect. Recently, we get significant flooding in a culvert, but you go notice say the flooding in Crew Bay also don't be reduced, and there's more drainage works than we planned for do. So I think it's a continuous process, but at the heart of it, land use planning, building permits will significantly improve service delivery and disaster risk reduction. Thank you.
All right, Your Worship, thank you very much. I give you extra conversation in between. Questions, waste management. There's something about clean Salone, how then did it work. But you might also maybe be interested in responding to the question relates to the Goma Valley threats and checking the damage. The question down there for the Deputy DG. And then Sarah Fox Media. He say whether they check on the status of existing dams. You might be interested in talking about that because I know Freetown is currently under the threat of potential the Goma Dam essentially breaking. And you know, you're interested in that. And then the question on Sarah Fox, the last one we come in, the border asked about, you know, whether you go beyond. Okay, so good. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So the first one could be to the lady with regards to clean Salone. So let me just clarify Udana clean Salone because we get different clean Salone. The clean Salone, you get clean Salone when I've been the guys that when they use the tricycles right at the beginning before 2016. One project they were then named Clean Salone. Then good, they're okay. Then when they can come and register with council. The clean Salone, we're not there with we. Now the clean Salone, where they come, take you dirty, you work a small 11 on the ground. Then the guy, anybody where they work broom and blind, where they work we not get vehicle. No say, you not get for take that dirty day, go na the waste disposal site. You know they go King Tom, you know they go Kissy. It can left on a gutter, it put on a water side, it put in the middle of the road. So that clean Salone day, they're not with we at all. So the question, I think I go one step further for just add, because I know say in the past people know say to me, but then they try for make a living. Yes, we appreciate that. But we also appreciate say we need forget systems. And under the new bylaw, we go get the city did be divided into 8 blocks. Each of them blocks them. The bids then they out now. In fact, the bid opening now, next week, Monday. For let we get a service provider where go be responsible for household waste collection at each of their 8 blocks. So 8 service providers. Then go need manpower and then need workforce. So sometimes so then clean Salone, but then go get job day. But we really need for do them in a manner in which we not end up take you money, put on down. I don't want to be disrespectful, but sadly a lot of them be driven by the kush addiction. So then literally they take the money for use them and there's nothing more beyond that. I go come on to your point now because it's linked. Wait till we do with the informal settlements and hard to reach areas. Usai, even then service providers not go able to get access. So we did in the process of testing. We don't choose 2 communities for do this test. One at Crew Bay, one at Mount Oriole. Wait till we intend for do. Interestingly, we kind of the land from the clean Salone bobo them and get we own version of clean Salone. But waiting will happen, we come with vehicles to the community. So let's say, for example, na Mount Oriole community. If not Tuesday 4 o'clock with the candy, we engage with the stakeholders, everybody, megaphone, so they go know say every Tuesday, every Friday, 4 o'clock, FCC the car with their vehicle. We go send people there up into the communities. But one thing very, very important is that dirty not free. For dispose of waste costs money. You get fuel, you get manpower, you get maintenance. So even though we bring the waste collection to them, we not create dump sites. We don't want anybody that can left in dirty go. You come, you put your dirty inside a vehicle, you pay as you do that. And that whole question of enforcement continues, coming on to your point about the sanitation officers, that one they continue with community engagement. It's not easy. The Freetown Usa will be get then sanitary inspectors will be go with carbolic and then back they go spray. That was a Freetown with 500,000 people living in it, not a Freetown with 1.5 million people living in it. And your last question was the drainage. I want to take that drainage one.
Yeah.
The one we say, you know, we want more drains. Actually, it's not just about the drains them way SLRA they do. The water they start from the mountain. You go notice say Bokusai, the water they make in your own way. In fact, that's such a, we've lost lives when people they try for cross that water day. So having drainages through the mountains is really important, but it comes back again to land use planning and building permit. Do not have a system in which person they able for go build. Set na 6 ostongo dong na moibaso. You know, because people then don't build side usai, the ground not solid. There's no drainage. The dirty the soak.
Council didn't get this power. You need to stop them people in the 4 billion. Anyway.
Let's tell you the difference. I know they talk about Freetown City Council. I go like for let you bring the 22 council leaders from Pujeun, from Kenema, from Port Loko, from Karine. Waiting at the talk. They all the talk. The difference between we and it being done at the national level is that we have a footprint everywhere. We are close to communities. So tell you the bill, begin bill. You not on count to council with the no. Which is very different to a situation where it's being done at a national level.
Okay, so it's more about an enforcement.
It's about enforcement and being connected. But okay. I also just want to say one last thing. Let me also not forget climate change. On Sunday, I was meant to be traveling to the Philippines for a C40 meeting.
And then you get a monsoon?
No. Yeah, typhoon.
Typhoon.
So the city, the mayor where I forgot meet, her city is underwater.
Yeah.
Then no matter how many drain he build, not to drainage business. So let me also bear that in mind.
Yeah.
Climate change is having an impact.
All right. Thank you very much. Deputy Bull. Madam Mayor, Mr. Kamara, my resident celebrity, talk about funds with a very specific project.
Oh, yes.
It's still like clarify. And then I think, I think, and then the trees, I would track the trees. I will make sure say, yeah.
Okay, Mr. Kamara. So, in 2021, Freetown City Council, along with 14 other cities around the world, win the Bloomberg Global Mayor's Challenge. Winner $1 million. $1 million when you win them, not it can to Freetown City Council. The implementation of the project across the 15 cities, they be done through UNDP, New York, and Germany. The money, they go to them. For a number of reasons, including, say, UNDP changed their own internal processes, the project not be able to start until this year, February. If you look at my Facebook page, you go see Usai, the Bloomberg team, then come in country for the inception meeting when I've been this year, February. Next question is, waiting the $1 million for in respect of Freetown, the Tree Town. Freetown, the Tree Town, start off with the planting of 1 million trees. It'll be funded by 3 sources. The first original funding come from the World Bank in a project called Russell P., Resilient Urban Sierra Leone Project. The next set of funding come from this Bloomberg funding. The 300,000 trees where I just mentioned, say to be planted now as I talk to you, come from another World Bank funding, we then call PSSNYE. The Bloomberg Leone elements, the reason why we win the project, why we win the prize, now because we put forward a sustainability model. Now, at the answer the second question about where the trees and join them together. Why Freetown, the Tree Town don't make headlines? Now, because of the nature of the project. Every tree and I just don't send to minister the link so that you can go onto a digital platform. I don't send on your own phone because Ingo able share them.
You go on the update to the share.
Ingo able share with Una.
Zach.
Okay. So when we start in 2020 with the first funding, the Russell P funding, every tree where we plant, it gets a unique identifier code. So it gets in tag. When you plant the trees, the sustainability elements, they come from the community ownership. We get CBOs them, we're responsible. We get 11 planting areas, catchment areas. We extend beyond Freetown because, of course, we water the word sea. So you get with the support plants around Guma, you support other places, Usai water, catchments, and they for the benefit of Freetown. Every tree individually tagged. Every tree get in tree grower. Where in the plant that take, it is snap 'em. It upload the picture of the tree onto this database where you go see where minister go share. You go see the face of the person when are irresponsible for plant. That person we pay them by mobile money as the tree they grow. So you get tree growers, you get tree monitors, you get stewards. The Bloomberg in your own side where they bring CAM, where we get the money for, as I say, in sustainability on 2 levels. One, for able, because that first platform where we built was a World Bank funded platform. We not own them. Now we can build we own platform. We own digital platform. We go be the property of Freetown City Council, not to other person. So some of the money will go to that. The other important side outside the money they go, Napan, what we call the carbon market. So the green trees, as we know, they produce carbon. There's a market for that, carbon sequestration. Then they reduce carbon in the environment. So the reduction of that carbon, that's something where people they want for pay for. So that money they go towards the hiring of a carbon developer, which has been done. We don't sign. Then they on doing the studies. We partner with the water fund. We also look at carbon. In respect of the other person in question, say where are the trees? You'll see the trees. Those trees there are the first Russell P trees. The first set of trees, about 400,000, because the system where we build now we go migrate all the other trees onto.
So
and
if
finally,
sick die, I go to the app, I go notice, I go see them.
Yes, because periodically then they update. Okay. And then of course, because na internationally funded money, the donors themselves they do audits. Then they commission independent audits of the trees. So we get reports. The last audit report was done by the World Bank. And at that point, that was before, I think it was just before I left office, it was 82% survival. And I will just close by saying 2 very, very important things. Collaboration at an intergovernmental level. Last week, we get a meeting at which we invite EPA, NPAA, Ministry of Lands, Ministry of Local Government, and others. Waiting do. Because we don't get situations outside we don't plant. I will give 2 examples. Hill Station and Wilberforce. Southside we plant thousands of trees. Where subsequently that land was given or sold or however it's done, leased by Ministry of Lands for use. So all of those trees were cut down. The other thing we're very important, and I'm sorry for belabor this, but I just want to bring this, because 82% of our cooking fuel in this city is wood or wood-based. 82% of people then waiting and they use for cook, not charcoal. So if you use charcoal for cook, and we just grow as a city, we not get the risk of the trees and they continue. So one of the other things that we do now for provide alternative for charcoal. So if you hear about the wastewater treatment plants na King Tom, usai waiting to come on our toilets, we process them. Waiting to come out of that, we don't experiment for 2 years, and we don't succeed now. We able now for produce a briquette where the cook, where the burn like charcoal, good one. At the moment, we produce 2,000 tons a week, but we have machines coming in country in September. We go allow we for make 2,000 tons an hour. Right. So we begin sell that one day as an alternative to charcoal.
All right, thank you. I want to tell the president thank you, because now don't be patient with you today. We extend by 30 minutes because of the candy. My brother, if I not candy now, please, patience, okay? So, just now we don't put this magazine. I want to take this opportunity for say, the link there online. We also get the link we will share. I don't know if they're going to put it online. So online right now, you don't need to wait for a copy of this. If you go another link there, you get a copy of the magazine, you will get access to them. Say a very special thank you to Mr. John Van de Rogers, the Deputy Director for NDMA. Her worship, although they don't give you Her Majesty just now, we very distinguished mayor of the city of Freetown. And of course, my brother Jalil Momodu, we are the Director General for the Sierra Leone Roads Authority. For una commitment, una hard work, and the way we una canaya and participate with civility. For sure, say, as a country, we may seem divided, but when it comes to catering for the needs of the people of this country, we defend common ground. Long may that continue. Assalamu alaikum.